Hey everyone, welcome to the very first module of our complete ethical hacking masterclass, brought to you by Secure7, where you don't just learn hacking, you learn it the right way. Whether you're someone curious about how hackers think, or you're serious about becoming a cybersecurity professional, you're in the perfect place. Here at Secure7, we don't just teach theory. We go deep into real-world tools, hands-on labs, and mindset training so you can build real hacking skills from scratch. And this isn't just a crash course. This is your full roadmap to becoming a certified ethical hacker. No fluff, no shortcuts, just pure structured content from beginner to advanced. By the end of this masterclass, you'll not only understand how hackers break into systems, you'll know how to stop them. So if you're serious about cybersecurity, go ahead and subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon, because every module builds on the last, and you won't want to miss a single one. All right, let's kick things off with Module 1, Introduction to Ethical Hacking. Hey everyone, and welcome to Module 1 of the Ethical Hacking Masterclass, right here on Secure7. The place where hacking meets purpose. I'm genuinely excited that you've chosen to begin this journey with us. Whether you're a curious beginner, a tech enthusiast, or even someone from IT looking to shift into cybersecurity, this course is designed to help you build real skills from scratch. Now, before we dive deep into commands, exploits, and firewalls, let's take a moment to set the stage. What you'll learn in this module. Over the next few videos, you're going to learn 1. What ethical hacking really is and how it's different from criminal hacking. 2. Types of hackers. White hats, black hats, gray hats. Yes, it's like a digital Wild West out there. 3. Legal and ethical responsibilities, because one wrong click can get you in trouble if you're not careful. 4. Career opportunities. What kind of jobs exist? What certs can help you get hired? We'll break it all down. 5. How to set up your own hacking lab, a safe virtual environment where you can experiment and practice without breaking any laws. Sounds good, right? Quick gossip time. Did you know a 13-year-old once hacked into a school network and changed his grades, and then posted a tutorial on Reddit? Bold move. Not ethical, but shows how early and curious some hackers start. The key difference? Intent and permission. That's what separates ethical hackers from criminals. By the end of this module, you'll not only understand what ethical hacking is, you'll start thinking like a hacker. And that's where transformation begins. So grab your notebook, hydrate, and stick around. This is going to be fun. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that bell too, so you don't miss the next module. Let's move on to section 1.2. What is ethical hacking? Welcome back to Secure7, and let's get into the real meat of this module. What is ethical hacking? So, what is ethical hacking? Let me break it down in simple terms. Ethical hacking, also called white hat hacking, is when you legally and deliberately break into computer systems to find security flaws before the bad guys do. That's right, you're breaking into systems with permission. It's like when a bank hires someone to test if their vault can be cracked. Not to steal money, but to make sure no one else can. Ethical hackers think like malicious hackers, but act with integrity. You simulate real cyber attacks so companies can fix their defenses. Now here's where it gets cool. Imagine a company as a digital castle. You're the knight who's trying to sneak in, not to attack the king, but to find the secret tunnels before the enemy does. Sounds fun, right? Cyber gossip break. A few years ago, a hacker found a vulnerability on Facebook that let him post on anyone's timeline, including Mark Zuckerberg's. He reported the bug, and although Facebook initially ignored him, the exploit made it public. And guess what? After the backlash, he ended up receiving a bounty reward and major respect from the community. That's the power of ethical hacking. You can expose flaws, help protect people, and even get paid. Why ethical hacking matters. We live in a time when everything is online. Banking, healthcare, government records, even refrigerators. If something has a network, it can be hacked. And companies know that. That's why ethical hackers are in massive demand, from startups to Fortune 500s, from hospitals to military intelligence. And trust me, this field is only growing. Skills used in ethical hacking. As an ethical hacker, you'll learn to scan networks and systems for weaknesses, exploit those weaknesses safely, report findings in clear, professional ways, use tools like Kali Linux, Nmap, Metasploit, Burp Suite, and more. Understand how systems are built and how they break. It's not just about hacking, it's about problem solving, creativity, and thinking like an attacker to build stronger defense. Remember, permission is everything. Hacking without permission, even just out of curiosity, is still illegal. If you're not authorized, it's called black hat hacking. And yes, people go to jail for it every year. Ethical hacking is powerful, but only when it's controlled, legal, and ethical. So to sum it up, ethical hacking is the art of thinking like a hacker, but acting like a professional. You're not just learning how to break things, you're learning how to secure the digital world. That's it for this section. In the next one, we'll talk about the types of hackers: white hats, black hats, gray hats, and even the chaotic ones in between. It's going to get interesting, so stay tuned, and make sure you're subscribed to Secure7. Welcome back, Hacker in Training. In this section on Secure7, we're diving into the many shades of hackers. Spoiler alert, not all hackers wear hoodies in dark basements, but some do. Let's break down the different types of hackers you'll hear about in the cybersecurity world. Each one has a different mindset, mission, and moral compass. 1. White hat hackers, the good guys. That's you, or at least who you're becoming. White hat hackers work legally and ethically, often hired by companies to test their systems for vulnerabilities. They follow laws, work under contracts, and help make the digital world safer. Quick story. Companies like Google and Apple have official bug bounty programs, paying white hat hackers thousands of dollars to report bugs. Some ethical hackers make 6 figures just from bounties. 2. Black hat hackers, the bad guys. These are the cyber criminals you hear about in the news. They break into systems illegally, steal data, destroy networks, hold companies ransom with malware or ransomware, all for money, power, revenge, or chaos. They're dangerous and smart, and the reason ethical hackers are in such high demand. Gossip time. In 2017, the WannaCry ransomware attack infected over 200,000 computers across 150 countries, including hospitals. It was a black hat attack, and it changed cybersecurity forever. Gray hat hackers, the wild cards. Gray hats operate in a fuzzy zone. They don't always have permission, but they're not doing it for profit either. Maybe they hack into a system just to report a flaw or to prove a point. They're like digital vigilantes, sometimes helpful, sometimes causing trouble. Fun fact: a gray hat once hacked into a city's surveillance system just to expose how insecure it was. They didn't steal anything, but still broke the law. Helpful, but risky. Hari 4. Script kiddies, the copy-pasters. These are usually newbies who don't fully understand how hacking works. They download ready-made tools or scripts and launch attacks without much knowledge. They're not usually very dangerous, unless they accidentally trigger something big. Example: a script kiddie once took down a school's Wi-Fi because he didn't want to write a math exam. That's dedication and poor decision-making. 5. Hacktivists, the rebels. These are politically or socially motivated hackers. They deface websites, leak documents, or launch DDoS attacks to protest or make a statement. Groups like Anonymous are well-known hacktivist collectives. Sometimes they're seen as heroes, sometimes as threats. It depends on your perspective. Bonus: state-sponsored hackers. These are hackers employed by governments to attack other countries. Think cyber warfare, espionage, disrupting elections, stealing military secrets. Yeah, this is James Bond-level hacking. Big headline: the Stuxnet worm was allegedly developed by the US and Israel to sabotage Iran's nuclear program. It physically destroyed hardware through code. Powerful stuff. Why this matters for you. Understanding hacker types helps you know the enemy, think strategically, develop an ethical mindset, recognize how intent defines the label. It's not just about what you do. It's about why and how you do it. So, quick recap. Hat intent, legal, motivation, white good, yes, defense, security, black, malicious, no, money, power, gray, mixed. Usually not curiosity, justice, Kitty random. Mostly not. Fun chaos. Hacktivist political. No, activism. State political. Often not. Cyber warfare. Up next in section 1.4, we'll talk about the legal and ethical rules you absolutely need to know, because without them, even good intentions can lead to real consequences. Make sure you're subscribed to Secure7, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome back to Secure7. Before you even type a single command into a terminal, you need to understand this. With great power comes great responsibility. Yes, we're getting serious now, because this stuff can literally make or break your career. Ethical hacking is only ethical if it's done legally and responsibly. Let's break it down. Why legal and ethical knowledge matters. You might be learning hacking techniques for good reasons, but intent alone isn't enough. If you touch a system, a server, a website, or even a Wi-Fi network without permission, you could be breaking the law. And we're not talking about a slap on the wrist. We're talking fines, job bans, even jail time. Yep, even scanning a network without consent can get you into trouble. Cyber gossip time. In 2012, a famous hacker named Andrew Weave Auernheimer discovered that AT&T had an exposed API leaking iPad user data. Instead of reporting it responsibly, he publicized it and ended up serving over a year in prison, even though he didn't technically hack anything in the traditional sense. The lesson? How you act on your knowledge is everything. Key legal concepts you must know. Let's go over the big legal rules that apply in most countries, though always check your local laws. 1. Unauthorized access is a crime. In the US, it falls under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA. Other countries have similar acts, like the UK's Computer Misuse Act. Basically, accessing a system without permission equals crime. Even attempting to access equals still a crime. 2. Written permission is mandatory. Even if your boss says, go ahead and test our website, you need it in writing. Always get a signed document that outlines what systems you're allowed to test, what methods you're allowed to use, when the test starts and ends. This is called a Rules of Engagement, ROE, or scope document. 3. Handle data responsibly. If during a test you find sensitive data, credit cards, passwords, personal info, you must report it immediately. Never store or share it. Delete any screenshots or logs responsibly. Respect privacy, always. Remember this simple rule: no permissions, no hacking. Period. The Ethical Hacker's Code. You're not just a techie, you're a digital security professional. And with that comes a code of conduct. Here's what separates pros from amateurs. Always act with integrity. Follow all legal guidelines. Respect the confidentiality of client data. Never cause harm to systems or people. Be transparent and document everything. Ethical hackers are trusted. If you break that trust, you lose everything: your reputation, your job, maybe even your freedom. Another quick one. An intern at a tech company once ran an internal penetration test without permission, trying to impress their manager. They accidentally took down the whole intranet and cost the company thousands in downtime. They were let go that same week. Intentions were good, but ethics failed. So to recap, don't touch systems without explicit written permission. Know the laws in your country. Get the rules of engagement before doing anything. Respect data privacy and boundaries. Be professional and trustworthy. This section isn't just to keep you safe, it's to make sure you're seen as a real, reliable, ethical hacker in the industry. Coming up next, in section 1.5, we'll explore the certifications and career paths that can help you land jobs, grow in this field, and get taken seriously by employers. Make sure to subscribe to Secure7, and remember, you're not just learning how to hack, you're learning how to protect the future. Welcome back to Secure7, where we're not just learning how to hack, but how to turn it into a career. In this section, we're diving into the top certifications in ethical hacking, what each one offers, career paths you can follow, and how to start even if you have zero experience. Let's go. Why certifications matter in cybersecurity. Your skills matter most, but certifications open doors. They show employers that you've passed exams, mastered essential tools, and understand how to work responsibly and professionally. Certs give you credibility, help you stand out, and can often lead to better salaries and real job offers. Let's break down the most popular ones. 1. CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, provided by EC Council, best for beginners and intermediate learners. Topics: footprinting, scanning, enumeration, system hacking, web app attacks, malware, wireless, social engineering, and more. Exam, multiple choice, 125 questions. It's like the entry ticket into the professional ethical hacking world. Recognized globally and a great addition to your resume. Pro tip, it's theoretical, so pair it with hands-on labs like Try Hack Me or Hack the Box. 2. OSCP, Offensive Security Certified Professional, provided by Offensive Security, best for intermediate to advanced learners. Topics: exploitation, buffer overflows, privilege escalation, custom exploit development. Exam, 24-hour hands-on penetration test. The OSCP is no joke. It's hardcore. No multiple choice here, just a real-life hacking challenge. If you pass OSCP, recruiters notice. It's a career maker. Fun fact, some red teamers call it the black belt of ethical hacking. 3. CompTIA Security Plus, provided by CompTIA, best for total beginners. Topics: network security, threats, cryptography, identity management, risk management. Exam, multiple choice and performance-based. If you're just starting out, even before diving deep into hacking, Security Plus gives you a solid cybersecurity foundation. Bonus, it's DoD approved and a requirement for many government jobs. 4. eJPT, Junior Penetration Tester. Best for beginners who want hands-on skills. Focuses on realistic lab-based pen testing, networking, information gathering, exploitation. Many students say eJPT is the best first cert because it's cheap, practical, and teaches you real hacker thinking. It's fun, it's doable, it'll boost your confidence. 5. PNPT, Practical Network Penetration Tester, TCM Security, known as a modern, respected, affordable hands-on cert. Topics: external, internal pen testing, AD exploitation, report writing. Exam, real engagement with a real report at the end. Gossip alert. A lot of professionals are now choosing PNPT over CEH because it's cheaper, hands-on, and more realistic. Career paths in ethical hacking with the right certifications, real skills. Here are the roles you can go for. Role: what you do. Average salary. Penetration tester. Simulate cyber attacks. 90K to 140K. SOC analyst. Monitor and respond to threats. 60K, 100K. Red team member. Act like an attacker to test defenses. 100K plus. Security consultant. Audit and advise companies. Varies. Vulnerability analyst. Identify and report flaws. 70. Security trainer, content creator. Teach and create courses like Secure7. Flexible. How to plan your path. If you're a beginner, here's a suggested roadmap. 1. Learn the fundamentals. Networking, Linux, cybersecurity basics. 2. Get hands-on. Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Portswigger Labs. 3. Choose a beginner-friendly cert, eJPT or Security Plus. 4. Move to intermediate, CEH or PNPT. 5. Advance, OSCP or specialize in web, cloud, mobile, etc. 6. Build a portfolio. Blog posts, GitHub write-ups, reports. Final thought, you don't need a college degree to become a successful ethical hacker. What you need is skill, practice, and proof of your work. Certifications help, but your real power comes from hands-on practice and passion. In the next section, we're building your hacking lab from scratch. No more theory. It's time to get your hands dirty. Make sure you're subscribed to Secure7, and let's take this journey step by step. Secure7, learn to hack the right way. Welcome back to Secure7, and get ready, because this is where things start to get real. If you're serious about becoming an ethical hacker, there's one golden rule. Never practice hacking on real systems without permission, ever. That's why every hacker, pro or beginner, sets up a lab environment, a safe, isolated playground where you can break, hack, and learn without any consequences. Let's build yours from scratch. What is a hacking lab? A hacking lab is like your personal dojo, a digital space where you can run attacks without breaking the law, test exploits, learn new tools, simulate real-world hacking scenarios. Best part? You can build it at home on a normal laptop for free. Tools you'll need. Here's your basic setup checklist. 1. A decent computer. You don't need a gaming rig, but at least this: 8GB RAM, 16GB is better, 50 to 100 gigabytes of free disk space, a decent processor, Intel i5 Ryzen 5 or better. Fun fact, some hackers start with old laptops or even Raspberry Pi setups just to keep it budget-friendly. Power 2. Virtualization software. This lets you run multiple virtual computers inside your main system. Pick one of these. VirtualBox, free and open source. VMware Workstation Player, free for non-commercial use. VirtualBox is more than enough for beginners. 3. Kali Linux, your attacker machine. Kali is the #1 Linux distro for penetration testing. Comes preloaded with tools like Nmap, Metasploit, Burp Suite, Hydra, Wireshark, John the Ripper, GoBuster, Nikto. Download from www.kali.org. Gossip time. Ever wonder what tool most hackers use first? It's usually Nmap. Network scanning is where most attacks begin. 4. Target machines, victim systems. Now you need something to hack. Don't worry, these systems are designed to be attacked. Recommended targets: Metasploitable 2, Classic Vulnerable Linux Box, DVWA, WA, Damn for Learning Web App Flaws. OSCP Juice Shop, a modern, realistic web hacking lab. Windows 10 11 VM, for practicing privilege escalation and Windows attacks. Optional but powerful. We'll walk through how to install these in upcoming videos. 5. Isolate the network. Super important. You do not want your hacking lab connected to the open internet. In VirtualBox, create an internal network. Assign all VMs to that network. Disable internet access inside Kali and victims. Why? So your Nmap scan doesn't accidentally ping your neighbor's router. Or worse, your tools don't try to attack your real network. One student once left his lab connected to Wi-Fi. A poorly written payload escaped and triggered his home antivirus across all devices. Learn from his mistake. Optional but useful. Snapshot your VMs before you start attacking. Use Remnux for malware analysis, advanced. Try HackMe or Hack the Box for cloud-based labs. Example setup overview: virtual machine, role, OS, Kali Linux, attacker Linux, Metasploitable 2, target Linux, DVWA, web target, Linux plus PHP MySQL, Windows 10, target Windows. You now have a fully functional 100% legal hacking environment at home. You can scan, you can exploit, you can break things, then fix them again. Practice makes power. Coming up in the final section of Module 1, we'll recap everything you've learned and show you what to expect in Module 2. Make sure your Kali Linux is installed, your virtual machines are ready, and you're subscribed to Secure7 for the next step in your hacking journey. Congratulations! You've officially completed Module 1, Introduction to Ethical Hacking, right here on Secure7. Take a moment and appreciate how far you've come. Let's quickly recap what you've learned so far and what to expect moving forward. What you've learned in Module 1. Over the past few sections, you've built a solid foundation. Here's a summary. What is ethical hacking? You now understand that ethical hacking is about legally finding and fixing vulnerabilities before malicious hackers can exploit them. It's permission-based, it's professional, it's proactive. To beat a hacker, you must think like one, and now you're starting to do just that. Types of hackers, from white hats to black hats, gray hats, and even script kiddies. You've learned the major hacker categories and where you fit in. Remember, you're aiming to be a white hat, an ethical warrior of the digital world. Legal and ethical boundaries. Ethical hacking is only legal when done with explicit permission. Always follow the rules of engagement. Never attack without written consent. Respect privacy, confidentiality, and scope. One bad move can ruin a career, or worse, land you in jail. Stay clean, stay smart, stay secure. Certifications and career paths. You discovered the top certs to boost your career. CEH for fundamentals, OSCP for hardcore pen testing, Security Plus to start your cybersecurity journey, eJPT and PNPT for hands-on learners. And career paths ranging from penetration tester to SOC analyst, security consultant, red teamer, even a trainer or content creator like me here at Secure7. Building your own hacking lab. You've got the roadmap to build a safe, legal hacking environment using Kali Linux, Metasploitable 2, DVV Shop, VirtualBox or VMware. Internal isolated networks. You now have the tools to practice and grow without risking real-world damage. This is where the magic happens. Lab time is grind time. What's coming in Module 2? Now that you've got the mindset, it's time to learn the mechanics. In Module 2, Networking Fundamentals will cover what is a network, how IP addresses and ports work, what is DNS, DHCP, NAT, etc. How hackers scan, sniff, and spoof, and how you can master the basics of traffic flow. Because here's a secret. You can't hack what you don't understand. Networking is the bedrock of hacking. If you skip it, you'll always hit a ceiling. But if you master it, you can break through firewalls, sniff packets, reroute traffic, and exploit weaknesses like a pro. Pro tips before Module 2. Make sure your virtual lab is set up. Test if your Kali VM can ping your target VM. Download Wireshark, it's coming soon. Review IP basics, watch a quick video if needed. Stay curious and take notes. Music fades slightly, tone turns motivational. You've just taken the first real step in your ethical hacking journey. Most people just dream about becoming a hacker. You actually started. Stick with me here at Secure7, and I'll guide you through everything you need, from beginner to expert. Like, subscribe, and share this course with someone who needs it. We're just getting started. Outro.